Hello, everybody. Welcome to the ClassicWhoZone on Sunday. Yeah, I decided to take the day off yesterday because, Monday is my birthday, by the way. There's a few people been wishing me, and Ted's birthday, I should say, as well. We decided to have Ted's, 2 years ago we decided because we didn't weren't sure. So Ted has his birthday with mine. But, I decided that because there's nothing to do, basically, on my birthday, so I decided that I'd push New Who to Monday and just do a couple of episodes of New Who during my birthday, have a bit of a drink and stuff like that. So that's why we're here tonight. But I'm glad you are all here. We've got a full panel as well. So without further ado, mute your mic now. Why mute me mic? What's going on? Why? What happened? What happened? I had got me mic during the open titles. Oh, I was humming away to myself. Yeah, I do that quite a lot. I was doing the countdown myself, humming. Could you hear that? Because the mic was muted. I don't know. Okay. That's weird, there is. So the mute button doesn't work. Right. StreamYard, mute button doesn't work. They all heard me humming, probably singing as well. Yeah, you don't want to hear that now. I only got up about an hour ago. Air sleep patterns all over the place as well. Mad. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, right. Let's get it on because I know we've only got a guest. What? Oh, yeah. I forgot. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah. As to all the daddies out there, happy Father's Day. Yay. Not that anybody gives a shit. You know, yeah, they only give a shit when it's Mother's Day, but when it's Father's Day, nobody gives a shit. So happy Father's Day to all you daddies out there that step up and be daddies. Fair play to you. Fair play to you. It's a hard job just as much as being a mother, but you know, we don't get that recognition anymore. You know. So there you go. Yay to men. Well, not that bad. Right. Let's bring on our guests. We got a full panel. I can hear Cheryl muttering to herself there.
I fucking can't.
I'm sorry, I'm going to get my little dig in, right? Because when it's International Men's Day as well, nobody gives a shit. But there you go. Because it's International Men's Day every day of the year. Right. Anyway, let's get this show on the road. We've got the one and only. We got royalty with us as usual. She's back. It's the one and only Queen Charlotte.
Hello, did I go anywhere?
No, you had that your work thing. Were you not here? Yeah. I don't know when. I get confused. So don't mind me.
No, but that didn't affect on here, did it? That's what I was getting at, but it's fair to. Now I get you.
Yeah, I swear that I heard Karen Gillan in Matt Smith's titles. All right.
What?
Seriously?
In the US, she announced it.
All right.
Remember the US, they had a different intro.
Yeah, they had different titles in the US.
She had a whole different thing where she was like, my name's Amy Pond. I used to have
so they switched it about. Okay.
Yeah, in the US, it was a completely different.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. But
you know.
But there you go. Very fascinating. Listen, I have to be honest. Actually, talking about feedback, that happened about a week ago as well. I put a stream up and I was listening to the start of it, and I could hear strange sounds at the back. I don't know. Maybe there's. It's happened before. Do you remember some YouTuber showed that there was like they'd go into someone's YouTube channel and play someone else's video? Maybe that's what's going on there or something.
Well, I remember there was one where you obviously in your end you'd gone on to the second title, but the first title you could still hear that in the background, so it could just be StreamYard.
Cheryl, I have a question for you because as you're American, to follow up on your on the answer that you gave, Lee wants to know why because Americans couldn't understand it otherwise. So what was the reason for the whole Amy Pond introduction thing, that you just said that she did?
I don't remember exactly. I think it was something more of like, that's how you, I think it was more just of a marketing thing. Because, we all need a backstory and stuff. And I think, they had brought New Who back, but I think at the time they were doing that, BBC America was really heavily promoting it, because wasn't that when the season was split?
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's what it was.
Right. No, it wasn't split for the first series of Matt, and that introduction played here for the first trailers for series 5.
Boy, then, Charlotte, I'm not. We're very needy as a people.
Maybe we just assume what everybody thinks. Let's be honest, because we're.
Noel gets annoyed because when he tells me something, I'm continuously asking for follow-up information because I don't feel he provides a complete story.
Right.
And I think that's just a very American.
So I think
but you can't say that, because, like I said, that whole intro was part of like when the BBC used to promote Doctor Who. I know it's been a long time, but when they used to have little like indits, and like when it wasn't a full trailer, they do little trailers for Doctor Who, and I'm sure they did that over here for Amy saying, "I had an imaginary friend growing up," and I think that's what they were used for over here.
Title sequence.
At the
beginning of every episode.
Right.
It wasn't a trailer; it was the beginning of the episode instead of the whole. Like, it led into the whole wooey woo.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll talk about more tomorrow, because that's New Who. We're here for Classic. Yeah? Brilliant.
I'll look up the information.
Yeah, look up and if you get it, I'll let them know. Okay. And, because we got 2 more guests waiting, and we just want to get... No, you answered the question, but it's answered anyway, so we don't need to go into any more further detail about it. Fuck New Who.
Wait, I'm sorry. Is somebody else going on too long? No, what?
Yeah. Me. Let me bring on my next couple of guests, please. Okay, the next one. He's super for some weird reason. It's the one and only Super Doctor.
Hello. How's doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. I'm going to go.
Hopefully the weather helps.
Stream's over. See you tomorrow. Bye. That's it. Bye. How are you?
Oh, not bad. It's weird, the weather. 1 minute is roasting, then it's this cold again. The overcast and clouds.
Well, it's too fucking warm here. We wanted to cool down, so the weather is very peculiar. I will say that. I'm not going to fall into the trap like most idiots out there have. It's not climate change. We've nothing to do with it. It's just the earth naturally shifting. So if you want to make a big deal out of that and go out and protest, go ahead. Go ahead, Joe. Wasting your time. You have the information. Just wait until I get Lee on, will you? And then you can, right? Because Lee asked the question. Right, let's bring him on, because he always has a fucking problem. Because he's a human being. It's the one and only Crybaby Problem Being.
Hello, bitches.
You calling it? Right, that's it. I'm having no bad language on this stream. Lee is gone. He's gone. I've removed him from the stream. Lee is no longer part of this.
You know what I love as well? He went really low when he said
that was the best.
Welcome.
Hello, bitches.
It's so funny.
Yes, it is. Right, what's the information? Come on, because it's new.
Okay, well, stop talking and I'll tell you.
Shit.
The huge boom in America happened in season 5 and continued through season 6. The intro was added to make newcomers feel comfortable watching random episode in season 6, as opposed to feel like they couldn't watch because they didn't know what was going on. So it was basically a way of saying, hey, we know you've never seen a single episode of this show, but here's what's going on, so keep watching. We promise you don't need to be caught up on anything else.
Oh, so they did it so people didn't have to feel,
so
as you said.
Like, I don't have a
so you can go in at any point.
Yes.
That intro would be there, and they wouldn't feel like they have to go back and watch. Well, that's stupid, because you do have to go back and watch. Right? Sorry, stupid American. And by the way, I wasn't going to bring it up on this stream, but I am.
Oh, God.
I am. It's got to do with Classic anyway, but I am. Right? I'm going to say it's utterly 100% disgraceful for the second year in a row that the social media accounts on Twitter, now they did on the Facebook one, they did do a remembering Roger Delgado, but they didn't do it on the social media accounts on Twitter. BBC America, Doctor Who, and Doctor Who BBC, the other Twitter account, for the second year in a row, have snubbed Roger Delgado, celebrated Jodie Whittaker's birthday, by the way, and put remembrance out for other people. But when it's come to Roger Delgado, 2 years in a row now, 2 years in a row. I just want to say, actually, if he's in the chat, I don't think he's in the chat, but if he does come in. No, I'm doing a separate video on that. Trust me, I've been thinking about what I want to say on that video. It was supposed to come out yesterday, but I didn't know what
You've been ranting.
I've been ranting. Trust me, I'm really upset about this. This has pissed me off big time. I've had enough of these fucking stupid accounts on Twitter.
Matter of fact, I'm going to let you know just how upset you were. I came back from Ted's vet appointment, and you were still, the first thing he said to me was, "Can you believe?"
Right.
So news people want to know, Ted had his hopefully final vet appointment.
I told him.
Okay, did you tell him today, just now?
No, I told
people
them.
now just listening?
I told people on the Irish Geek last night, and I informed people on Twitter.
Right, so no one else can hear it now?
Okay. Oh, all right, go ahead.
Then.
Jesus.
God, you are a cheeky fuck today.
12 minutes in, we haven't even started, but go ahead.
Oh, yes, I'm the delay for your streams, Noel. Anyway, for everyone that's not Noel, since I'm no longer talking to him, Ted, who is right now lying on the floor staring at me like an absolute weirdo, had his hopefully final vet appointment. We're just to call and see what's going on, maybe get him some more of the anti-inflammatory pills. But he's probably the best he's going to get. So one leg is maybe about 70%, the other leg's maybe about 90% in the back. But it's not deterring him at all. He is moving around, running. What?
Where are you getting those percentages from? No, sorry, it's more like the good leg is around 95%, and the bad leg is about 87, 90%.
I'm sorry, how many vet appointments have you gone to?
Right? I don't need to go to a vet appointment to see that my dog's legs. I know by looking at them. Right? One is weaker than the other, but to say that the one that's strong is actually very steady, he could stand on that leg all on by himself if he had to.
I feel like we need to start a campaign for Cheryl and Ted.
Anyway, I will have a video on the Roger stuff. Ted is great. We don't have to bring him back to the vet. Imagine those vets wanted to put him were quick enough to suggest that he might need to be put down. I tell you.
I always say that.
But it is.
In all fairness, when we took him down, he wasn't moving.
Right, but Cheryl, but as someone pointed out, it does seem to be the mantra with today's
I understand
vets,
that
an easy solution.
Like he was properly, possibly never ever going to be able to use his back half again. He wasn't able to control his bodily functions.
I know, but he did.
So I mean, the fact that here we are now, 2 months later.
Yeah.
It's only 2 months, and he has made a miraculous.
Yeah,
he made the receptionist there cry.
No, seriously, that first night I was. You should have seen me. I was inconsolable. Cheryl, I'll imagine as well. Like Cheryl has went through this experience before, and don't get me wrong, she loves Ted. She's attached to Ted. They both like are on each other's hips all the time. But like, she put her personal grief because we thought he was gone, and she was comforting me. Like I was devastated. I thought that was it. Seriously, I thought he was gone. I wouldn't even go to the. I even after she had to talk me into going to the vet before because I didn't want to go, because as soon as they took him, right, because we weren't allowed in. First thing that popped into my head, he's not coming back out again, right? Me and Cheryl, I'm taking down the road. She's standing at a tree because there's a tree outside this vet, right? So she's just trying to keep herself, occupied. I'm pacing up and down, right? Then she gets called in a few minutes later, right? And I said, oh, shit, right? So I start panicking. And then I seen her come out with Ted, and I was just, oh, man, the relief on my face was just Seriously.
Oh, come on, we're already up so many minutes in and we haven't started the stream yet.
Right, I'll just explain about Ted. You brought up Ted. Right, so I apologise for not being a dick.
And this is why you're
No problem. I'd rather sleep on the couch. At least I get a fucking sleep. Right, you're a fucking Ted. Bang, bang in the back, man. I never get fucking a decent sleep. Right, anyway, that's the domestics done and over with. Anyway, I hope you all had a great weekend and a great week. We roll into next week now. Let's hope it's a better one. Just to give you a little bit of news over here, so a couple of restaurants have opened up, and the big street brawl happened within the first couple of minutes.
Welcome to Ireland.
The waiting staff decided they weren't going to have anything. But there's a waiter over here, he's after becoming a bit of a celebrity, because during the fight, he did a Conor McGregor roundhouse kick and barely just missed your man. But the waiting staff, right, one of them got blasted in the face, unfortunately. Now he's okay. He received injuries, but they caught the scumbags that did it. So I'm delighted that they had to be caught. But I tell you, that waiting staff, heroes all, whatever those young fellas did in that restaurant, they weren't having it. Back in work and they're being fucking harassed. This is what's happening, not just in Ireland, but everywhere else now. Everything's opening up and people are being harassed, right? Follow the fucking rules. End of. Simple as that. If a shop asks you to wear a mask for now, wear it. I don't care if you don't agree with it or not, right? I think it's all a bloody joke anyway, right? They don't protect you, but I still fucking wear it anyway, right? That's my choice. Yeah, I still wear it. Now, I don't agree with passports and all of this other shit that they're talking about. You shouldn't have to force people to fucking do things like that. I think that's wrong, and I think that's why there's a pushback on all of this.
It's
right?
coercion.
Let people decide for them fucking selves whether they want to get the vaccine or not, and they don't, they should be fucking punished for it, and that's where I stand on it, and I'm going to leave it at that, right? But that's what I'll say. Nobody should be fucking punished.
It's actually against international law to coerce.
I know it is, but I don't want to get into it because you know what will happen. We do have slightly all different opinions, and it will turn into a big debate, and I don't want it to. All I'm just saying is, I will say I do agree with people. It shouldn't be forced. And you should be able to make up your own mind. And just because if you decide not to, doesn't mean that your rights should be taken away from you. I'm sorry, you don't do it. I'll just point out this little fact, and then I'll leave it at that. We don't do this for other viruses that are dangerous out there, right, that come from other countries. We don't all of a sudden say, well, you have to take this vaccine and you have to have this vaccine passport and all of this rubbish, right? This is a new phenomenon because of this. It's another way of controlling us. It is a real virus. I do believe it is a real virus. I've seen people die around me. I've seen it firsthand, so people can't tell me that this thing isn't real. I know it is fucking real, but the thing about it is we don't have these other things for other viruses, so fuck off. Right? Not buying into it. I don't give a shit. Right? You're not going to force me. When everybody was getting the flu vaccine, you didn't have a flu passport. Shut the fuck up, you are stupid. Don't be politicians. Open your fucking eyes and fucking do your fucking job so we can all fucking live a normal life. Fuck off. Right, I'm done. Right. Has everybody in the chat got MindWarp ready? Part 1.
Yeah.
Could you please press 1 in the chat? Guys, Cheryl, Cheryl has me upset now. Charlotte.
Yeah.
Would you like to, because you watched the episode, what are you laughing at? Would you like to, because I know you'll probably be leaving soon, would you like to, because you watched this obviously first, would you like to give a brief view on what you're seeing today? And
yeah, I'll try, because this episode, God love it, does not know what it wants to be. It's right. Like this story, it's got so many things going on. And it's like, I'm convinced Brian Blessed, they probably gave him about 3 actual lines, and the rest of it was just him being Brian Blessed.
Yeah, I do, though. I have to be honest.
Oh, no, I love his character, but he just doesn't fit with some of the other stuff in this episode, because you've got a really dark story if you think about it. If you think about the actual core of this story, it's like science gone, like the limits of science, and when does it have a line and when does it cross it?
Yeah.
And then you have Brian Blessed. And then some of the other side characters who are just like, you should be in a different show. So it's just like they wandered on set from something else.
Yeah, it's like they just dragged him in off the street and just stuck him in there and said,
And
look.
like, poor Perry, I'm convinced now that J&T either had something against the actress or the character, because her ending is so harsh. Like, I knew she had a bad ending, but I didn't know it was this bad. It's like really cruel, and that's the word I'd use for it actually. So
Wow.
I think it's actually amazing that Nicola like did as much for the show after she actually went. Because if I was her, I wouldn't want to touch Doctor Who.
I think she, like most of the actresses that are on it, they loved being part of it though. They loved the experience, even though they might have had a hard time. They love for Doctor Who. They just love Doctor Who. They love the fans. I think it is the fans that kind of kept most of these people.
But it'll have to be, because it's like I said, if I was her and that was how my character was treated, I'd just be like, nope. You know.
Sadako agrees with you. He thinks this is a very mean-spirited era.
Well, I think Colin's Doctor, like, it's like there's even a point in this when she's like, what's happened to you, Doctor? You used to be good. And I'm like, Perry, have you remembered how he's treated you this version? Like, if you're talking about Davidson, I'd give you credit there. But this version has basically verbally abused you on multiple occasions. So it's like, I think, like I said, the whole idea of the Doctor playing sort of the double agent and looking like he's on their side, I think it doesn't work with Colin's Doctor, because the way he was acting, I didn't see a massive difference between his normal Doctor and the way he was pretending to be like on the villain side on this one.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it doesn't know what it wants to be.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's got an apt title, doesn't it? Mind Warp, because it does come your mind, doesn't it? So it's going to be interesting, guys. I won't be rude. If you two guys want to add a little something before we actually officially start, or do you just want to just get straight into it and you can talk while we're watching?
I believe the story's a wee bit kind of mixed up. I mean, it's got good ideas and it's got bad ideas in it, and the fact that it's the Valyard that's manipulating the whole events around it, and that's what you've got to understand about it, is the Doctor is innocent, and basically it's all those kind of twisted events are against the Doctor to make the Doctor look bad, because it's for the Valyard to kind of, you know, in the end, the Valyard wants to get the Doctor's remaining regenerations, and this is why the Doctor's on trial, because he's got to be prosecuted by the High Council of the Time Lords, and what it really does is it changes the narrative of the show a wee bit. It makes the Doctor look as though he's completely dangerous and psychopathic and that, which back in the day, when I saw this back in the day, I was very unsure of Colin Baker's Doctor. It was like I was all for seeing the new Doctor, and when I saw it, Twin Dilemma, I thought, where are they going with this? I mean, I was like in at my grand's house, and my papa was putting it on because he wanted to see the new Doctor, and I watched a wee bit of it, and I was just like taken aback. Is this really Doctor Who? I mean, Doctor's supposed to be a kind, moral, saving people and everything like that, and trying to make the best of everything. And it was you were getting this dark side, and this dark side to the character, and it was like trying to smear all the rest of the other Doctors, and it was described as this was his definitive Doctor, you know, like the way it was coming across, like the badness was emerging, the darkness was emerging, and this was the real character of the Doctor. But if they were trying to go back and reflect on the point where the Hartnell's doctor lifted up a stone and was going to clobber a caveman in Unearthly Child 1000 BC, I think they went on the wrong way of going about that.
Yeah.
I think it was totally dreadful.
Yeah. Lee, do you want to add something, or will we get it? Will we get straight? Oh, I see you're muted anyway. Will we just get straight into it?
Yeah, just get straight into it. Yeah.
Okay. Right, Queen Charlotte.
Yeah.
If you want to do the owl countdown, John. Thanks for that, by the way. It's a great analysis. I think a lot of people in the chat will agree with you. You know, the Colin Baker era does divide. It does. But let's get into it anyway, and we'll see how people feel when they're watching it. So, Charlotte, if you want to do the honors there, you may go ahead.
So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Wow.
Go, bitches.
Why are these titles sounding weird?
Checking out.
Holy shit, why are these... Wow. What the hell is that?
What is is it the version you're watching?
It must be. Hold on. Am I even watching the right fucking one?
Greatest opening shot in classic Doctor Who ever.
I think they spent over $1,000 on. I think they spent half the budget on that space station.
Yeah, but then I think that's daft myself. Like, it's an impressive shot, but when you've got
they certainly made
costumes...
it. They certainly made the use of it there, didn't they? It's like, use it again. We paid for it, so.
Yeah, but I just think it's like I said, like Brian Blessed and I can't remember the younger chap near the end who sort of becomes like his little number 2. Like their outfits looks like straight out of like a hot, like something you'd wear, like the entertainment staff would wear on holiday. When like the
Red
kids
coat
team, would wear for like disco night or something.
Heidi High.
Yeah, it's just like.
Isn't that your woman that did the Bisto Gravy ads?
Yeah,
that's Linda Bellingham.
Yeah,
Linda Bellingham.
Yeah, do you remember
Passed away.
They did a nice little tribute to her. Wasn't she on Loose Women as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Colin Baker's hair's a lot better than what it was in these earlier seasons. I mean, it's more like kind of loose, like like he's kind of feeling a bit more kind of relaxed in the role. His acting is a little bit better, but he's still arrogant, completely arrogant.
I was going to say, to be fair, in the trial, that is probably some of the best acting I would say I've seen of Colin.
Yeah.
Like, because he's being put under pressure, he can't be his usual cocky self, and when he does it, he gets bitten in the backside with the Valiard. So I think it makes him have to calm down, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He still have his like shouting moments and standing up and having his little like I'm better than you, but it's a lot more restraint, I think.
And I mean, he doesn't kind of react like an average Time Lord. His behaviour is totally off the wall in this version of his Doctor. Now, I do love the effects here. They've got the kind of backdrop here, and I like the kind of colours and that.
Yeah.
And the way the TARDIS is materialising. Do you think that the TARDIS would be flooded?
I know, and it's wooden as well, so they probably would have having to build that again. Because think about unless it had waterproof paint on it.
Yeah. Well, most of the props were kind of fiberglass, so I don't know if that was a fiberglass prop. That it could have been fiberglass because you can see it wobbling.
Yeah, that weird. Those titles were just weird. I must be watching the weird version or something on the site that I'm on. But Yeah, I didn't like that opening at all. That was awful.
I think, to be fair, I think the Sylvester and his opening for
Oh,
Collins are good.
that 3D crap. That was the first time they used proper
Yeah.
fucking. Yeah, that was brutal. I agree with you. I think there's a fan that's actually done an updated version of those titles on YouTube and looks so much better.
Oh, anything would. Let's be fair.
But apparently those two really got on. Like, so no
Yeah.
matter what the characters were doing, off screen and on screen, they had a great chemistry, and she's still like very protective of him even to this day.
Yeah, so just like I said, it will always boggle the mind why they wrote the Doctor and Perry the way they did to me. Because you're right, like even I've noticed that whenever they do anything to do with the Blu-rays together or anything, you can tell there's a friendship there. So it's like, why not tap into that warmth that they obviously had? And I think that actually would have worked. Like having be that sort of like what word I'm trying to think of, like that really hard to place Doctor, the sort of reactionary, almost unstable Doctor, and have Perry sort of be that warming presence that he needs to. Bit of like almost like what we did have with Capaldi and Bill. Like I think that would have worked with Perry and Colin, but no, like I said, he just verbally abuses her for most of the time she's a companion to him.
You see, when he pressed that button, he killed it.
Well, the Doctor
And you
just
can
did.
see that that's manipulated against them.
Well, the Doctor's just because he's not for. I think they didn't mind wiping, did they? It's just his memory's foggy.
Did the Doctor shoot first? Mm.
Well, he said it went off. I mean, fans will always come up with their own. I'd like to believe that he did shoot him.
Yeah.
Well, I
It would
don't
be out of character for the
having a
Doctor.
doctor like that. I don't mind if it in the right kind of circumstances.
Self-defense.
Yeah. I mean, and if it was an accident, well, then you can't really blame him. You know. Well, you kind of can. He probably shouldn't have been there in the first place. But I don't know, man. He was protecting Perry exactly, so. And I don't think there'll be many in the chat that would leave Perry in distress.
Perry in distress.
Could you get any more louder an outfit? not Colin, I'm talking about the henchman.
It's very
No,
pink,
no,
isn't it?
It's a bit,
Yep.
isn't it?
It must be Jonathan Turner's choice of costumes
Mm.
for this episode.
It was
Oh,
the
really,
80s.
Sudoku? Sudoku's just said that actor was the guy who played Martha's dad.
Yeah, it was in Martha's Dad and the David Tennant.
I didn't even click that.
Yep, Smith and Jones.
But to be fair, I only remembered Martha's mum. I hardly remembered her dad. Sudoku, I'm used to Colin's get-up looking terrible. That's why I
Yeah.
noticed the henchman more. I've accepted Colin's a walking paint explosion.
Mm. No accounting for alien taste. Nurse. Skedaddle test. How gullible does that guy have to be to let him do that?
Well, you say that, but that's the same guy he manages to get in the cell, like ridiculously easy, isn't it, at the end?
Yeah.
Where it's so obvious. He's about to lock you in, mate, and he just goes straight in.
It's like derp.
It's like the plot had to happen moment.
It's a bone, Terry.
Like I said, like this is dark stuff. Like we're starting
Yes.
to see it now, and it's like that's what I'm finding with late 80s Who actually. It can't pick one tone in like a story. It just seems to have about three and flip. It's like something
American Werewolf and Forrest Beta.
Yeah, it's basically, I think, the way I describe bits of this plot is Frankenstein, but in like a real sci-fi. I know some people already consider Frankenstein like the first sci-fi story, but I think this is, if you really take all the traditional tropes of sci-fi and put it into Frankenstein, like that sort of, I think that's what they were trying to do a bit with this.
The mad scientist.
Yeah, the mad scientist, and like what happens if you give somebody no limits, no rules? Like, what can they do?
Well, you could argue that the genesis of the Daleks is that too.
Yeah, I just think this one's a bit more on the nose, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phil!
Yeah,
Oh,
Sill's
God.
back.
Oh, this is my first introduction to Sill.
Ah,
Nah.
What is what? Like,
ah.
what
Well,
was they thinking?
there is a previous story with Syl and the Sixth Doctor. You have to
Yeah.
go and watch.
Yeah, I knew the
Vengeance and
name,
Varos.
but I'd never seen Sill. And then I was just like watching this, and I'd just like seen Brian Blessed, so I was like, this is probably going to be a weird episode, isn't it? And then
Yeah.
I saw Sill, and I was just like, weird mutant slug with a really effeminate voice. Why?
Well, at least we don't get to see her turn into a parrot.
That's probably the nicer fate.
Hmm.
Saved a fortune on bird seeds.
See you,
Yeah.
see you. Here you go, cat cam people.
Hello, Kitty.
Come here. Come here, stay here. Oh no, no, Beauty, stay here. No, she doesn't want to do it now. Like, you got me once, not again.
Yeah.
No unknown. No, my cat would probably hurt Teddy.
Yeah, and Ted doesn't like cats, so that wouldn't.
No. She's a softie with us now, but she's still got quite a vicious streak when it comes to anything else. Don't you?
The costumes on Sill and the other one, it looks a bit better than the Vengeance and Varos.
Hmm.
As you can see, the Vengeance and Varos, Sill was more browner than
Yeah,
green.
you can sort of see the joins, couldn't you, where the mask met the rest of the costume.
Well, at least Brian's got a bit more of a dignified role nowadays. He's doing Omega, isn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know who's doing them, but it's like one of those offshoot productions, isn't it?
Hmm.
I think for the 70s, I think it was the 70s, I think he was suggested for the role of the Doctor.
Yeah, it was, I think.
Oh,
I think
God.
there was even a costume design, wasn't there?
Yeah.
That would
Very
have been
similar to the Seventh
crazy.
Doctor.
That would have been crazy.
Can you imagine, like, having to fit into the previous Doctor's costume?
Oh. You say that. Imagine him in Colin's costume.
Wow.
Like you'd have the loud voice and personality to match the colours.
We'd have to have the costume sort of grey, I think, just to kind of counterbalance his personality.
That's what I mean, though. It's like
I think he would have made a good Doctor. I think he would have made a better Doctor than Colin Baker, for sure.
you're welcome, Sudoku. You weren't scarred enough from watching Warriors of the Deep last week, so I thought I'd add.
Was Was that in slow motion for no reason? I don't like it.
Maybe they were testing something out for the future episode.
Just like filler cut.
Was there another Doctor Who villain that moaned about headaches? Getting a feeling like we've had one that's done that after this.
Mr. Cruiser.
I think he must be related to Wendy Crozier from Coronation Street. Well, that's what I thought at the time.
Yeah,
Because the name kind of stuck in my head.
that's funny that. His brains pulse like that, don't they? He's alive!
Gordon's
I think the Colin
alive!
Baker era got into the gruesome again with the Daleks and all that, and now this and all the monsters and all that. I think it wanted to try and achieve that.
Mm.
But it's such a fine line, though. You can do it with Daleks, can't you?
Yeah.
I think it's...
Doctor!
You're
a
very ugly assistant.
You say you don't sound camp enough.
Very dramatic.
Yeah.
We're not in the head.
At this point, the episode is very good so far. I would have to say. But when
Yeah.
it goes on, it gets a bit sillier.
It sort of starts to go down from this point.
Yeah.
That's the second episode, isn't it?
Right, well, I'm ready when you guys are.
Yep, I'm ready.
Is everybody in the chat ready? If you're ready for part 2, you don't have to watch the titles right at the end. You know, you can skip them and get straight into the second part. Are you ready? Please press 1. 1.
Yes, it's a dark. It's a bit like Warriors of the Deep. You know, first good episode. No.
1.
Yes, I like to watch the titles too because the music's still fabulous. I do like this version of the theme tune. I know it's not one of the most popular.
No, I don't. Right. Charlie, you may do the countdown.
Yep. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Go. Yeah.
I knew that was going to fucking happen. I knew that was going to. Stupid thing. Stupid titles. Do. Stupid titles.
See, I would watch Warriors over this any day.
Yeah.
No.
But they know that they can't affect the Doctor's mind ultimately because, I mean, that's stupid because he's a Time Lord. I mean, look at all the Doctors in the past. I mean, they've kind of resisted things like this. I mean, look in I think it's the monster Peladon, for instance, that John Pertwee's Doctor resisted the mind altering, you know.
Yeah, but I think they sort of just played it as this scientist is so arrogant.
Yeah.
And he's so like, I'm the best, I'm sure of myself, that he probably would think he could do that to a Time Lord.
Mm-hmm. And you can look at the King of Karnos, Brian Blessed's character. I mean, he completely resists it as well, because you can see that his warrior instincts kind of fight against it.
Yeah, warrior instincts, or just he's bat-s crazy.
Yeah.
And it's that's the kind way to put it. Or it could just be he's sort of a bit thick. So it's like the thing that's almost like his defense.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He's a good actor. Brian Blessed. I mean, he kind of holds the scenes.
Yeah, no, have you seen him do anything?
I say I have my elbow in the chat there.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Congratulations, man. I didn't know your elbow was famous. What is it? Is it famous because, you know, you mash it into people's faces that are trolls? Is that what it's famous for?
Like I was saying, if you've ever seen, and Blessed has done Shakespeare, and it's he's really good at it. It's not like just a fluke. He can legitimately do Shakespeare, so he's a very good actor. It's just he tends to pick like very sort of eccentric roles, so he's known for that.
Well, you can see in Flash Gordon, for example.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good film, Flash Gordon.
Yeah, Perry, don't try and reason with him.
Is that her falling in love?
I thought that was the most ridiculous scene in the last episode of The Trial of a Time Lord.
Daniel Leach, not a fan of the theme tune, says, hate version of the theme sounds as though somebody threw up on the sound equipment. Harsh.
It's not as good as the Peter Hull version, I can tell you that.
It's still better than the Sylvester one, in my opinion.
And I know we love him, but I can stand Capaldi's. That was just
That was
painful.
awful. Mm.
Yeah, and the Clockworks, I find
Strangling
annoying.
a cat.
I don't like the Clockworks.
See, I did. I liked the visuals. I was just like, the theme did my head in with Capaldi.
It sounded like someone playing a kazoo. You know how a kazoo has that kind of buzzing in the tune?
Yeah, it was just too
Don't
high
know what it
pitched.
was. Strangling a cat.
Oh, Chris Persia makes a point, actually. He thinks Brian Blessed could make a good master. I
Yeah.
agree, actually. He could be a good master.
Mm.
Or he would have been a good Rassilon, you know, if Rassilon was done right.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
Instead of the mockery and the Peter Capaldi era.
You could tell at that point that Rassilon was just a punching bag. It was just like, all the grandeur had gone, hadn't it?
That looked rather intimate.
Which moment?
When she put the doctor against the wall.
Like just
Very
chuck
good,
it at
Gary.
him.
Well done.
He still does sort of look like, the more I look at him, the sort of twice cousin removed of Jabba the Hutt, doesn't he?
Jabba the Hutt Junior.
Yeah, like I said, like distant relative who's like not talked about a lot.
Yeah, the annoying nephew.
Yeah. Little wannabe nephew. Yeah, but Sudoku, how is he any different to his usual self? This is my whole point with this story now. It's like, I don't see a difference. I really don't. I'm not just saying that.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe he's just,
But
playing along.
he's the same selfish. He's the same sort of ruthlessness at times that he had before this.
What I can be manipulated. Just like what Chibby's is done. Little fucking moron.
To be fair, we're probably going to have to count what he's going to copy from Trial going forward, aren't we?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's from that story.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea that we are actually doing this.
Right, do you want me to give my score now? Because I'm probably going to have to bounce in like 5 or so minutes.
Yeah, go ahead.
See, I was sort of thinking about this because I gave Warriors 5, didn't I, last week?
Yeah.
And I do prefer Warriors over this. And I do
Nice.
tend to give Colin low marks anyway. But like I said, this is what frustrates me, actually. I think that's more what I'm coming to realise with Collins, and less Sylvester, but definitely in Collins, that you can see little, like, parts of an idea which are good. Like I said, the whole scientist angle with this, the whole what's ethical, what should you be allowed to do, and sort of what should be kept as almost sacred in science. Like that, if you just focused on that actually would have worked. And I think any other Doctor, this idea of him looking like he's working with the enemy would have worked. But because of how the bad morals and the bad sort of actions we'd seen this Doctor do, it's not as impactful as it should have been.
Yeah.
But that whole idea of, like, imagine if it was Troughton, for example, or one of those sort of Doctors that we saw do this, it would be really shocking. So, like I said, there's little good ideas, and like it does make you giggle. Like I'm not gonna lie, there was bits where I laughed just because of how crazy this story is. and it's like so like over the top at times. It does make you just naturally sort of laugh at it. So I was going between a 4 and a 5 because I was like, I've got to be fair, and I think I'll go with 4.5, just because I couldn't really decide which one. But like I would watch other stuff that I don't like as much over this one.
Yeah.
So like I said, 4.5 if I'm being a bit. Because I couldn't
Fantastic.
decide on which one I wanted.
Being generous.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to, because it's not all like rancid in this. But like you said, you can definitely see how like the Mysterious Planet wasn't a bad opening story. It actually had a bit of something to it, and I can see now how I've got a feeling each story we go down the trial season, it's just going to get worse. Like, and you're probably only gonna have the saving grace of the Valiard by the end, is my prediction. Or I'll feel like that anyway.
That's fair enough.
Oh, thanks for Stuck who said first score.
Yeah. I like the corridor.
The sets are good for this. I'll give it that. The sets are good. And considering there's a lot of running about in them, I think they had to be, didn't they?
Yeah. That's
There's
where
a
all
lot
the
of
budget went.
Yeah, there's a lot of to and fro in.
I thought the waitress Perry in this was a bit ridiculous. You know, with the
It did come across a bit just like, oh, not a bad looking actress, let's get her in something a bit. It wasn't skimpy, but you sort of, for the dads, as they say. Oh, Unknown has said he sent Problem a null nightmare fuel. I'm guessing that's on Twitter.
Excellent. Look forward to that.
Yeah, I'm actually posting it up on Twitter for everybody to see now. It's going to cause a bit of a...
Right, lads, I'm going to have to bounce. So,
No
All right,
problem.
Mom.
Thanks for joining us.
yeah, and we're back on Sylvester next week, then won't it be?
Yeah, I'll let you know during the week what story it is.
Fine. Okay, so see you on Monday then in the chat for New Who.
Not a bother. See ya.
Bye. Bye. I love the belly dancer outfit. Oh, yeah, I've just seen it now. That's nightmare fuel.
Yeah, well, the second post has just gone up now. Have a look at that one. It's even more nightmarish.
I have to pull evil face. I am pulling evil face. Even though I did strangle you. Mm-hmm. He's disgusting. I love him.
I wonder.
It's my enemy.
Now, Doctor, it's your turn to die. We're just going to episode 3.
Mm-hmm. Whatever that was. Right.
It sounds like the series 11 Demons in the Punjab.
Right, I've got the other parts set up ready to go. When you guys are all ready in the chat, you know what to do. And if the lads on the panel are ready, you know what to do.
Yep.
Please press 1 now. on the double, because if you don't, you're a big, big trouble. Why am I getting these ads? I don't know. I don't know. Unknown. Maybe it's unknown.
Who's doing the countdown?
Well, when we see ones, I will let one of you lads do it. I just have to wait until I see the ones. Right, we got 1-1. We got 1-1. Brilliant. Right, we got another one. Please press 1 in the chat. Right, I say we're ready to go. I say we're ready to go. Right, so which one of you lads would like to do the old countdown? Well, choose.
All right.
Choose.
I'll do it.
Yeah. Right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
No, don't do that again. Will.
Beep, beep, boo, boo, beep, boo.
Will. We're doing some weird shit at the end of the titles. Will.
I don't like that. The ending of the title sequence.
No, I hate it. I hate
I
everything
like
about them.
I don't like it like the Peter Howell. You know, it's just like you can feel it's like traveling through the stars.
Will. Obviously, 8 people did not like our intro because they've just disappeared. Yeah. I don't know what she's complaining for. He literally choked her to death when he first saw her. So I don't know what she's bitching about.
Like the orange masks.
Nope.
And they're
Squinty
not even
eyes.
on properly.
Hmm.
Bonkers. Imagine having to have your mouth open that entire time. Mustn't be very comfortable. Mhm.
You'll not die on me, you fish-faced monster.
You will fight like demons. Yeah, just Brian bless his face. Ah!
Search Concord. See the back of Colin Baker's coat, it's beginning to fluff.
Yeah, well, I think it was always a bit unkempt. Marsh minnow. Mm.
I think it's green jelly.
Yeah, it's got to be like lime jelly or something,
Yeah.
which is probably just as horrible.
Spice Trader.
Unknown 289 is asking, which costume do you prefer? This rainbow costume, the blue one, the real-time blue one. I don't know the difference between those two. And the stage play one, or the fan-made black one. I like this coat. I just don't like the yellow trousers particularly.
I like the one from the stage. It looks a bit kind of toned down a bit. Yeah, if they get rid of the yellow trousers as well and the silly sooty buttons on it.
It's enough. Yep. I think with the blue costume, it was just too blue. You know, it was all blue. If it was
Maybe if it was
maybe
kind
a
of dark
different
navy or
types of
something.
darker blues would have been better.
You know, I'd like a dark kind of navy with different kind of shades of navy.
You could have
Like
had like
different
navy
shades
blue
for
with like a turquoise blue or something.
or turquoise blue lapels.
Yeah, something, you know, just to lift the outfit.
Doctor.
Well, 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 well,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
well, well, well,
Whoa,
Da
whoa,
da
whoa.
da da dum diddly dum diddly dum. Wow.
last part now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, let's do it. Let's do it because I'm my belly is doing sound effects here. I'm starving. I'm gonna die. Starvation. Right. If everybody in the chat is ready, please press one. Actually, we started off with 20 people. We've lost a total of 10 people.
Wow.
They really
Wow.
do.
I think the
we
episode's
started
really
very late.
boring.
Yeah, it's because it's Colin Baker. Nobody likes him.
Yeah.
They prefer him in Big Finish. Roy, please press 1 in the chat, guys. Come on, so we can get this next part on the go. We get the lads to do the old. It's the final countdown.
It goes well with this era, that song.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
Well,
who's doing the countdown?
I suppose we'll let him do it again so he feels good.
No, let Super Doctor do it.
Okay.
Ready?
Alright.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off.
Go.
Bill, 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 Bill.
I don't like the ooh wee ooh
Yeah.
in this one. I think it rather cheapens it. You know.
It's crap, man.
Yeah.
It's crap.
Perry did. No.
You. Oh, my head. Ugh.
Ooh. Still, I think it's a very disappointing departure for Nicola Bryant in this.
Mm.
I mean, she should have stayed on. Imagine if she stayed on for Sylvester McCoy.
Yeah, might have been somewhat preferable than Mel.
Yeah.
Quite honestly. Just looking at some of the June Hudson original costume designs for Colin Baker, some of them are really fantastic. There's a nice one with a green coat and a blue waistcoat. The green coat's got like a purple lining. Very nice.
June Hudson was probably the best costume designer for the Doctor.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, what she came up with Tom Baker's last costume. I mean that burgundy scarf
Mm.
and the plum patches and the brick red patches. I mean, it looks quite good.
Mm.
And
Seen
the
the costume for the Fourth Doctor for the 2003 special that never was. It's like a long green cape and a big white hat and a multicolored scarf that's just like tie-dyed or something.
Yeah.
Purple coat. It's quite exotic.
If only they hired her for doing the Colin Baker costume, I mean, it would have been probably less bad taste like this.
Well, no, it's J&T's decision.
Yeah.
I think she did do the design, didn't she, originally?
No, I think it was.
Oh, it was a chap, wasn't it?
Pat Godfrey or something? No, I don't think so.
No.
I'll have to kind of look back at it.
Mm.
Yes, it was designed by Pat Godfrey.
Ah,
Yeah, I was right.
well done.
Hey, how's that point?
Purple Gilliam the Brown. For not shouting.
Oh dear.
Oh, someone's eating.
Not me. Killer line.
Oh, bit of unnecessary slow-mo.
See, I think they were testing that out in episode 1, the effect.
Well, no, you kind of nicked him out of time and space. Ooh. Bleak.
And that's it, my friends. We finally got through that piece of crap. Okay, let's get straight into it. Let's. Oh man. Okay, Lee, go ahead, man. Just whatever you want to say about it, man.
Well, you got your Frankenstein thing, you got your brain transfer thing, you got your trial thing, you got your underclass rebelling against the overclass, you got the anti-capitalist thing, you got all the things in there.
Yeah.
And
it was just thrown into a mixing bowl, and then it was like mixed together, and then it was just poured out on, and then wherever it landed, that's where they went with it, basically.
Yeah, and you got the Doctor being as sort of as Charlotte was saying, unlike the Doctor, but not enough, because the Doctor is a bit arrogant anyway, so it's not that much of a stretch. And what else can I say about it? I mean, I love Syl.
Mm-hmm.
I love Brian Blessed and just about anything. So I think those are the saving graces throughout the whole thing.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of incidental characters in there that you can kind of live without, really. Who just seem to sort of be sort of wallpaper, don't they? They're just like sort of plot devices more than actual characters.
Yeah.
Valliard on point as usual. But Bellingham is always a delight to see on screen. It's sad ending to Perry's character. Like, I think most people generally don't believe this is canon, that she survived and went off and married him, or some other versions of that story where she survived. Who knows? So yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad, like really bad. There's a lot worse Colin Baker stories. Certainly a lot worse Sylvester stories. Certainly a hell of a lot worse Jodie stories. So where shall I put it? I think really, because it's got Syl in it and Brian Blessed, I can't go lower than a 6, really.
Okay.
Maybe 6.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Decent score. John?
I would give it a 5 out of 10. I mean, there's some good bits in it, good story elements to it, and that, and good plot points to it. But it's just that after episode 1, it completely just goes into mush, and basically it's just a horrible, crude ending to Purple Gilliam Brown. I mean, when I first saw that, I was quite shocked by that. And I mean, to see her ending is such like that. I mean, I mean, there's been companions lost in the past in Doctor Who, but the way this has been done, I thought it is a very mean kind of episode. I mean, it just goes to show you that they can go into the dark side of Doctor Who, and they can do things like that. But I think the thing that was interesting about this and is the fact that they were trying to transfer one brain into another body and all that. It was a mixture of Frankenstein and all that, and it was like different elements and that all put together to create something like kind of horror. Kind of was like it appeared like a kind of naff comedy kind of thing, and I'll just give it a 5 out of 10. It's not one of Colin's best, but it certainly has
Certainly
a good.
not his worst.
No.
It's better than series 11, 12, and the specials. You can say it's definitely entertaining and all that, but if you loved Perry and that, and I mean, it's a horrific ending. I mean,
Yeah.
no, it's just like, I know it feels devastating, like to a character such as Perry and all that just stumbled upon the Doctor and the beginning, and then went on in his adventures through time and space, and then just to end up like this. I thought it was a bad way to kind of write her out.
Yeah.
And I mean, it always kind of leaves that question mark. And I mean, and then in Trial of a Time Lord, it was discovered that the events had been manipulated by the Valiard, and then it had been found out that she'd married King Yukarnos of the Crontep. I mean, who buys that? I mean, it's a load of garbage. I mean, I don't simply buy it. I think she's still in Thoris Beta. I think that she may maybe not have married him, but maybe one of the doctors went back and rescued her. But it's just the whole Trial of a Time Lord thing just gets to me, and then Mel's apparent appearance on the scene as well, and it's just it's a bit of a mess. That's what I can say.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to give this 5 out of 10. I think the lads have covered most of everything that's being said, really. I mean, look, I wasn't annoyed at Colin Baker as much in this one, but still, I just don't like his era. Any stories are kind of tune out, kind of thing. Even when I'm watching, I kind of feel like I'm daydreaming. I just don't like his era at all. Never have, never will. Don't like his doctor. Didn't like his companions. I don't know what the big deal is over Perry, to be quite honest with you. Adric, I think, got a worse death.
Yeah.
To be quite honest, I think everybody only moans about the way Perry went out is because, it was their eye candy at the time, and they didn't like the way she was kicked out of the show. I had no problem with the way she died, to be quite honest with you. I didn't really like her as a character anyway. I've always had a problem with actresses, especially if they're putting on an accent and it's not great. That her accent has always thrown me off anyway, that character. Yeah. She does have her charms. I mean, Nicola herself is a great lady. Someone mentioned earlier on, but her character, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all. She was only put in there because she was good looking.
Yeah, that's what she was only there to put in for the likes of the late teenagers and the dads. That's all she was put in there for. And it was just to draw in more viewers, I suppose. Yeah, to have her more revealing with the bikini top and all that. It's just to kind of bring in the more viewers. Perry Brown started off as she was supposed to be a botany student. She was on her holidays, and she was with her stepdad Howard and that, and that she wanted to go and travel away to other countries and all that, and he wanted to stop her. He was playing the kind of the wicked stepdad to her and all that, and you don't know that there could be a good story that if it was done right, that they could have made something more interesting with
Yeah.
Perry, but they obviously don't. But it's just they were all flat characters. I mean, they were just written into an episode, and that was it. There was nothing more to these characters than anything else.
Right, listen, do me a favour. There's a poll for the movie stream next week. Don't forget to check it out. It's on the community section. I haven't actually checked it since I last put it up. So go and vote on that for the movie.
Hello, Babette. See, Babette's in the chat there.
How back tomorrow for New Who, obviously.
And your birthday.
And tomorrow, be my birthday
you
tomorrow.
Old bastard.
So come and join me. We'll be doing a bit of New Who, so it'll be a bit of fun. That's me. I'm not going to do any more explaining. I'll have videos when you see them. You know me. So I'll let the lads do their shout outs. So Lee, if you want to do your usual shout outs. And
you can find me on the Twitter at Being Problem. Sometimes I'll pop my head up on Captain Cockney Spock, who's going to be starting streaming now, I should think, and I might pop over there. And my alternative channel is Ordred Audio Visual, and download the song with Hill versus Babyface, Ocean Man. Love down Ocean.
Do it.
Considering.
Do it. Do it. Yeah. Right, we got Super Doctor next.
I've got a YouTube channel under Real Super Doctor, and I've got a Twitter under Real Super Doctor.
Fantastic. Noel, the Time Machine is in the lead with 7 out of 11 votes. It looks like the Time Machine is definitely going to win. But I've no problem with that. It's a great movie. So we'll do it if that is the movie. Also, I don't normally do as many channel shout outs as I used to. We do name the people that are very close to this channel, and we give them a shout out. But Alpha has actually put up his first video where he's showing his Doctor Who collection. So if you haven't checked out Alpha Omega's channel, please do, because he has a video up now. Go check it out. And if you haven't subscribed to him, please do. As you know, he joins us for the movie streams and sometimes for these streams when he's not working. So go and check him out. No, we're not watching the Samantha Mumbo one. We're watching the original Time Machine, but I do like the Samantha Mumbo one. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was a pretty good remake. It wasn't trying to be like the old one. They wanted to do their own take on it, and I thought it was good. I like Guy Pearce in the lead role, and they also had what's his name, Jeremy Irons, playing the Morlock leader. Yeah. So it was good. It was a good movie. Look, I love the original, but I do have the soft spot. But no, it's not the Samantha Mumbo one. So if you're a fan of the original, don't worry. It'll be original movies only. So check out Alpha's channel. Also, as Charlotte isn't here, she would normally plug Daniel's channel. So we will do that now. Don't forget to subscribe to Daniel's channel. He's obviously doing his Line of Duty reviews at the moment, and he does be making guest appearances on other channels, Cockney Spock's channels, and other channels out there. So go and check them all out, please. That'll be absolutely fantastic. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel also. And I suppose if you're into gaming and stuff like that, get over to the Irish Geek and support me there. Right, we're off. I'm going to say goodnight to you all. We will see you tomorrow. And remember, it's also Ted's birthday tomorrow as well. So you don't have to wish me a happy birthday tomorrow, but I do insist that you wish Ted a happy birthday. Because he is the baby. So he gets the happy birthdays. Right, so...
So it's Vincent and the Doctor tomorrow.
It's Vincent and the Doctor. Oh Jesus, yeah, of all the man.
It's quite
yeah.
a good one.
I know we're gonna be on my birthday. I'm gonna be crying on my birthday.
Yeah.
Christ, man.
You bitch.
Shut up, you! You are not even going there, right? If that episode doesn't get to you, right, and you don't have the feels after watching that, then you're dead inside as a human being. Seriously, you're dead. Yeah. Right. I'm off. Good night. Hold on. Just check the chat one more last time. I just want to make sure. Yeah, everybody's thrown up and blah 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 blah. Right. Good. Everything's in order. Good night. Here's the channel trailer. The Classic Who trailer, followed by the channel trailer. As I said, go over and check Lee's stuff out on his channel. He does some great stuff, as I said. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon. Good night, folks. Bye bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Yeah.